17th District Congressman Eric Sorensen visits downtown district discount drugs in Rockford City's Center Market on Monday, raising awareness of bipartisan legislation to help lower prescription costs. Known as the Stop Games Act, the bill targets the use of fake petitions from pharmaceutical companies that prevent generic drugs from getting FDA approval and coming into the market.
Big Pharma is playing games with senior citizens, with anybody who needs a prescription drug, because they're not allowing the generics to actually get to market. My my law would change that. It would mean that it would be against the law for Big Pharma to do that.